This is the Audi A5 S Line 40 TFSI, a car that tries to blend style, efficiency, and sporty all in one, all while trying to make you feel like you've made it in life and that you're an executive corporate big boss. This model isn't your average spec. It has a panoramic roof, a turbocharged 2-litre petrol engine, a head-up display, some of the sharpest body lines that Audi's ever put on a coupe. But does it drive as good as it looks? Let's find out. So like I said before, it has a panoramic glass roof and even a head-up display. Two options that are very rare found together on an A5. So not only does it look the part, it has that premium tech feel. Most people never even ticked on the options list. Okay, so under the bonnet, we've got a 2-litre charged turbo petrol engine with a 1.9cc, which is pushing out 148 brake horsepower and 270 Newton meters of torque. It's said to go 0 to 60 in 8.9 seconds, but I doubt that because Aaron rags it and it goes quicker than that, with top speed being 140 miles per hour.
I've done 150 in Spec.
Which is wrong because
I've done 150 miles per hour in this car. Boy, Aaron, speaking.
What's nice about the A5, particularly this model, is that the torque comes in nice and early at 1300 RPM. So you get that smooth, confident shove when you put your foot down. Wheel spinning. Without the lag that you might expect. All right, maybe a little bit of lag, but it's the refined kind of lag. With this particular design again, is that Audi with the S Line have come in with a little bit more of a sharper look. As you can see, there's a bit more sharper curves at the front of the bonnet. We've got the mean big grille at the top with some get to money on that bitch. So on the S Line trim, the mesh is a honeycomb style rather than horizontal slats. So this particular color is a greenish grayish metallic, which has a cool tinge to it at different parts of the day, because at night time it looks a bit darkish, a bit more blackish, a bit more dark grey, and then during the day it's nice vibrant kind of greeny tingy grey. And with the panoramic roof, glass styled, stretched out along the back in black darkened glass, gives it that premium business coupe, which especially looks good at night. And it wouldn't be Audi without the Audi touch with its LED headlights, with that crisp daylight design and with the dynamic indicators at the back. And then you've got various options on how to open the boot or the tailgate from via the little dial on the side of the door or via the key. So you get this little dial on the door like so, slap that up right quick, boom, boom, boom. Or you can do it via the key, which is in the car, so I can't show you. So we open it like that again. And surprisingly, the actual weight of the Audi, which I noticed, is very, very light. So it's super duper easy to open and close. I can do it with one finger like so, boom, not strenuous on the fingers at all. Then we get into the boot space. Are you leaving it like that?
Yeah.
So the boot space for me was surprising because it is very deep. It can actually hold 465 litres when the back seats are up. And an extension to that, if we put the back seats down, which we can do via the little doohickeys and the little levers here, which put the rear seats down, which then allows even more room. Me personally, I'm always traveling with a lot of gear, I'm always traveling with a lot of things and objects and X, Y, Z. So for me, it's perfect because it's deep span, so I've got a lot of room in here with the seats up or down. Perfect for it, even if you're daddy or you're a mom and you've got a lot of kid buggies, blah, 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 it still does fit. Okay, so Audi absolutely smashed it on the interior. You've got the S Line Sport Sharp fabrics, suede interior, S Line imprinted seats, which we also have not just the suede and not just the leather, but a mix of both, which they incorporated very nicely. I am a fan of the leather. Over time, like, it is something you have to like maintain and stay on top of. Otherwise, it does look a bit fadey. But if you get regular cleans, which you should be doing anyway to be looking after your belongings, then you'll be fine. Then on the bodywork of the actual doors, we've also got suede as well. We've got color contrast of a very dark, nudie, 3-color tone palette. It also has a virtual cockpit, visual display, very responsive, very clean, very minimalistic, so it's not overcomplicated and doesn't make you feel overwhelmed. Again, gives it that premium feel, all electronic, no dials, Then you've got the center infotainment screen, which is very easy to use, user-friendly, without using too many menus. Then you've got the head-up display, which is semi-unusual for an A5. You only normally see that in the A7s and above. So it does really give the A5 that premium feel, because you feel like you're in an A7 or even an RS. Plus, don't get me started on the cruise control. This is a very lazy man's corporate car, but we'll get onto that in a bit. Then you've got the buttons on the steering wheel, which feel super premium, super notched in, so you don't, sometimes it kind of feel flimsy in certain vehicles, where I don't really like. We have a few roller dials for the volume and for your menu on your virtual cockpit, perfectly placed within reach, so it's nice and easy to navigate. We've got the assisted seatbelt system in this car, so as soon as you open the door or shut the door, it will come and be like, yo, it's time to drive, let's get it. Let me just do some of that.
I got it. Oh, there you go.
And then you say, thank you very much.
Wait, do it again. It's fake. Open the door. No, close the door.
So I've got the door open. Then I shut the door. Thank you very much. You take that, you slap that in, you say thank you. You put that in drive and you go. All right, so we're gonna jump in the back. That's what she said. We're gonna jump in the back and I'm gonna show you what we're working with back there. So for me personally, you know what you're gonna get with a coupe. You're gonna have to jump in and out, because obviously it's the two-door. Just like so, but my driver's seat is how it is. That's how I like to drive. This is the room I've got. Again, I'm not rised up or ahead of the driver, so you're nice and comfortable, and surprisingly there is quite a bit of room, so you're okay. You're very cocked into this place, so you do have your own. It's really snug in the seats that they do have. I've done probably an hour plus driving with Aaron in the back, because you throw Aaron in the back, and we've had no problems. And Aaron's round about 6 foot. So the knee room, I've got about a fist, maybe a fist and a half between the front seat. That's how I drive, and I drive quite far back. Headroom, you've got, I would say about, what, 4 inches, 5 inches. You've got your self-controlled, independent temperature in the back, which you can adjust from the back. You've got 2 charging docks at the back. And then additionally to that, you've got, what else you got in here?
So what are they? USB-C? No, they're USB.
That's because you stay ready. And then you've got 2 USB charging ports in the back. And then you've got your own lighting independent in the back.
Turn it on then.
Like so. Boom, boom. Just like normal, you've got the pull down split armrests. So you can have that independent feel for 4-seaters, I'd say. With a bit of extra room in here. Very nice. And then I'm sure there is with your own personal cup holders. Just like so. Boom, boom. Get a bevy in, sit in the back and chill out. So down the body of the car, which I think looks pretty cool. It is very clean. It's very minimalistic. You've got touch sensitive buttons here. Don't know if you can see that. Boom, boom, boom. So I can adjust the aircon, I can adjust the temperature. We've got heated seats. We've got a USB charging port here, which can then connect your phone to Apple CarPlay and wireless charging. Then you've got your wireless charging. Don't mind the mess, Aaron keeps his car nasty, so. And then you've got your adjustable armrest here. Different levels. Like so. You've got your pan roof buttons up top. So you've got 2, one for the inner shell, one for the outer. Then you can go forward and back like this, so we can open her up just like so. Boom, boom, boom. Great for summer, great for night times when you want to look at the stars. Come back in, nice and easy. And then you've also got the inner shell if you want to keep it a bit darker. Some pan roofs don't allow you to open the outer shell without the inner shell being open. But with this one, because it's made of mesh, it allows you to keep this closed and to open the outer shell, which is pretty cool, and I do actually like that. Additionally to that, you've got your lights here, which are, you've got your lights here, which are touch sensitive, like so. That one's not going to go off because the door's open, but this one will go on and off just by touching. It's not a button, which is a nice little effect as well. This particular model also comes with blind spot monitoring, which nowadays has now become pretty standard across the board. So to have that is something that you kind of expect now, especially with all like the electric cars and the up-to-date 2025 models coming with that anyway. Lane control, cruise control, a limiter, advanced intelligent cruise control at that. Slows you down, speeds you up, stops at junctions. So like many cars now, especially in 2025 or even 2020 upwards, when the car stops and your foot is on the brake, as soon as you release the brake, the car will start to move. With this particular model and the tech that's behind this A5 is that when you remove your foot from the brake, the car doesn't start moving until you put your foot on the accelerator. And it's minute changes like that that make this Audi so respected, I guess. All right, moving on. Audi claims around 40 miles per gallon combined. And to be fair, you can get pretty close to that in the real world, as long as you're not thrashing the throttle. As long as you're not thrashing the throttle.
Say that 3 times.
As long as you're not thrashing the throttle. As long as you're not thrashing the throttle. So the question is it worth it? By no means, if you have several kids, the picket fence, the dog, and that kind of lifestyle, then I would say no. I would say it's not worth it as far as a practicality sense. As far as how it drives, I think it is probably worth it every single time. I am not being biased when I say this. I do like Audi, that is no lie. However, I've driven a lot of cars. I've driven Lamborghinis, McLarens, Bentleys, a load of Range Rovers, you name it, Fords, Vauxhall, whatever you want to say, I've driven it. And this A5 here is one of the nicest drives, genuinely, that is definitely in the top 3, I would say. It is so smooth when it drives. It is so pinpointed, easy feel, light steering, easy on maneuvers, agile and fast all in one. It is genuinely one of the best drives that I've driven anyway, and I've driven a lot of cars. With that being said, from a driving aspect, I would say yes, it is definitely worth it, 100%. From practicality, no. Reliability, for the most part, I'd say yes. Reliability is very good. From a speed aspect, yes, because you're still getting perks of sportiness. And then from a fuel aspect, I'm not gonna lie, it does drink. Like I said before, depending on how you drive it, if you drive it in eco and you drive it sensibly, then fuel is gonna last you. If you are driving it like a boy racer, you are driving it in a hurry or to get the most out of the car, it is going to drink fuel. That is just the facts. But that's like any nice car. And then even further into extension to that, I would say you are going to turn heads, especially with just the sportiness and the color alone. On top of that, to get to the money, custom plate on top as well, because you get to that money. And yeah. All right, you know what time it's for. 0 to 100. I'm going to do one in individual. This is the main one that we want to see. Let's do this. Wheel spinning.
There's no way that's 8 seconds.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no chance that that's 8 seconds. And again, I think it's got the sound enhancers inside because it's not that loud outside, but it gives you that sporty effect, which I really like because you feel like you're in a sport car. So as you can see now, like I was speaking earlier, I've got the cruise control on. It's got the sensors at the front and the monitoring system to where it will slow you down and speed you up. I'm not touching the accelerator at all. So my leg is just here, I'm just steering, they're braking, it brakes. They speed up and go, I go. We get to a junction, it slows down. It goes into a 20, 30, 40, 50 miles per hour zone as we go and it's braking. And then it's off, it goes again. Look, completely to a stop. And I didn't brake. Then it's going again, on its own. Completely to 0. And then stopped. So parking, you've obviously got all your sensors, you've got your rear view camera. Also, because of the steering so nice and light, which you wouldn't really expect, but it is just 24/7, it's just nice and light, it's not heavy at all. The parking is made easy. If you need to parallel park, if you need to just reverse park anywhere, it's nice and easy. Like any standard car, you've got, like I said, you've got your cameras, your reverse camera. Braking is very sensitive, which is good, but it's not too sensitive. So it is sensitive, but it's not like, whoa. tap it one little touch with your big toe and it stops. And again, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe. Almost at 1,000K subscribers. So if you like the review content of what we got, then do all the things I just said. Additionally to that, you know I love Audi. Audi, I'm very biased with. They have a close place in my heart. So just saying thank you to them for the hookup. You get me? Now, why are you grinning?
You was like, what was that 1,000K?
Soon come. Soon come. Let us know what you think of the reviews. If you enjoyed them, then keep up in the likes and keep up in the comments and keep up in the subscriptions. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers now, so what we'll do is some form of giveaway when we get there, whether that be paying for someone's insurance or giving some money away to one of you loyal G's. But anyway, back to Audi. Shout out to Audi, thanks for the collab, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Comment some cars below of what you want us to do next. I need to add to the garage anyway, so bow. Say.